Aries / Scorpio, how you doing? So if you don't know why I say Aries / Scorpio, alright, that's because of the numerology. You'll need to see the numerology videos of how I shout out numbers, but because you are a 4, so is Scorpio, so you can watch this also as a Scorpio. But this is your intergalactic channeled messages, and see what I've got for you for July. Liar, I'm hearing you, liar, pants on fire. You could be dealing with another fire sign, Aries, Leo or Sagittarius. But placement of 8 is definitely what I'm hearing, and a lot of you are like, look, I'm going to be late for work, man. I cannot be dealing with you shouting and screaming in my ear hole, and I am like just late. Somebody could be late here. I don't know what, if that is around pregnancy or something, or my birth control pill is late and I can't get it, is what they're saying. So like you might find that things are delayed. You could be dealing with a 3, which would be a life path, or a Piscean, okay, but a 3. And I'm going to be late, I'm going to be late. So, sorry, if you haven't seen my channel before, I'm a little eccentric, but I channel messages for you and then I'll explain towards the end, okay? But this is not your tarot reading, this is not a tarot reading, this is your channel messages, okay? And see what we come up with and see how that corresponds with your actual tarot when we come up with it for like a July reading, okay? So, it's like, I'm late, I'm going to be late. It's like, oh man, every time do I start work or do I start doing something, is somebody got something to say? And then you get a phone call and they say, I'm sorry, but we're going to be late. Or I'm picking up that you end up ringing someone for your job and you're like, you know, I'm sorry, but I'm going to be late today because I've got something to deal with here and blah, blah, blah. And it's kind of like that you get caught up, okay? Like you're at work and you get caught up here. Okay, and then you're late doing this job or something. Some of you are like a cleaner or Tina, but like you're a cleaner, but you go from place to place, like you travel quite a lot, okay, or this person does, or your partner or something like that. But it's kind of like, okay, I'm here, okay, and then I'm doing something, but then something happens here and you're late, and then you're like, oh man, now I am like going to be late for my next appointment, and then I'm going to be late for my next appointment, and then my next appointment. So some of you might have like doctors or something like this appointments, and you've got quite a lot of different things that are coming up through, I don't know, they don't have to be doctor's appointments, but I'm picking up like appointments, and I've got an appointment and I've got a work meeting and things like this, and okay, now this one's been delayed, and now, okay, now this is delayed. Oh, it seems like my CPAP could well be delayed. I don't know, but like I'm picking up, now I'm back here and I'm delayed, and now, oh, now this is delayed, and now this is delayed, and like everything is now getting on top of me. My workload is actually building up and kind of like striving for success, but everything seems to be where I'm late for my next appointment, and I'm Lexa, I'm hearing Lexa or Lexi or an Alexa. Some of you drive a car that is an Alexa, or this is a name called Lexa or Lexi, okay, Lexi. But I'm also hearing Flexi as well, Flexi. So is this a Flexi okay, so 2, some of this might be the gym, Jelly and Juice and Justin Jasmine, okay, or the J's. But then I'm also hearing a flexi contract through that, which is like people that say work on a 12-hour shift. So you really could be dealing with like a Piscean, but a 12, okay, and like I'm on a flexi contract, and I've just been called into work, and then I've kind of like got some family time, holiday time, blah, 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 but then I'm called into work, and now I have to work a 12-hour shift. So it's kind of like that, like people drawing up contracts and saying, okay, you're going to be here this day, you're going to be here that day, like a manager, really. So this could be your manager, or you manage your own thing. But if you're a Stephen King, or you manage your own thing, it feels like that this is delayed, and then, or, okay, so you've kind of got these energies of, if you're travelling to work, right, if you travel to work, you've kind of got these messages of, I'm sorry, but I'm going to be late, I'm sorry, but I'm going to be late, I'm sorry, I'm going to be late. Okay, some of you though, this is coming across as where there's a lot of shouting and screaming. Okay, because I can hear it of like, no, you listen to me, no, you listen to me. Look, you're going to make me late for work now. Okay, I've got work to do, I've got to get out the house and blah, 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 and so on and so forth. And you're going to make me late. Or you're affecting my job. Like, I don't want like all of this negativity, like where I'm just about to start work and I really need to concentrate on my job. And just as I'm about to, or Rob, the name Rob or Robin, but I'm just about to concentrate on my job, and just as I'm about to do that, do you raise awareness that something's goddamn wrong? And if it is wrong, goddamn, something to do with damn, Danielle, Dan, let's keep saying Dan or Danielle, okay? But like someone that like that, and you're like, look, I'm going to be absolutely late for work now, and the last thing that I want to do, say if I'm a YouTuber or something like that, and I have to really think, and that I have to do tarot readings and I have to channel and stuff like that, like I'm just about to do all of this kind of stuff, and the last thing that I want is someone putting all of this negative crap in my head, okay? And that when I do, or the name Ed or Edwina or Eddie, okay, but I'm just about to start work, and just as I'm about to go, do you start arguing, and now do I have to like take this to my job, okay, take this to work, or Rob, okay, but I have to take this to my job, or they keep saying I have to now take this to Rob. So it's kind of like someone won't ask, well, I'm hearing like someone won't ask a person, okay, and they indirectly go and ask another person to ask someone because they won't approach them. So it's kind of like this energy of like a third energy of what you seem to be going through, okay, where it's kind of like, look, I can't go to this person directly and ask them, so I need you. And then it's kind of like Aries is here, but they have a partner or someone that they have to ask, like a manager or something like that, and someone won't go directly to this person. It's kind of like they come to an Aries / Scorpio in order to ask this person because they don't know what they're going to say, okay. So it feels like this a lot of indirect messaging kind of stuff. Like, say for instance, like I don't really want to tell the manager, but like I'm going to tell you to tell the manager kind of thing. Or like I'm going to tell you to tell the person in charge. Like, well, don't tell me, tell them. Or Emily or Emma or Melissa or Maria or Matilda. But like, don't tell me, tell them. Okay. And it's kind of like this, I don't know if this is a go-between of like a parenting thing or a child, or I don't know. This thing, Stephen King or Stephen, but this thing can be like anything. Like I said, it can be, say, there's you and a partner, right? But there's a mother or a grandmother, okay? Anything like that. But I don't want to go and speak to this person, but this person keeps asking me to do stuff, okay? And then I have to relay that message over to this person, and I don't want to be the man in the middle, right? I don't want to be that middleman. I either want to work for myself, and I don't, but I want to. And it's kind of like, I don't need a middleman, I can do this myself, right? I don't need someone to like manage me and do all of that kind of stuff. I can pretty much do it myself. So you've kind of got this like independent type sort of like workflow type sort of thing coming through in your actual channeled messages. But I'm going to have to break this down slightly, so you're going to have to give me time to just break down the static Aries. So let me try and break down, like I said, something to do with a breakdown service, something to do about someone having an emotional breakdown, or like a Cancerian, or someone just having like a breakthrough, okay? A breakthrough, and I've had like an epiphany. I'm definitely picking up a huge energy of 7, okay, like a tower, investments and stuff like that, but someone that has a meltdown that then pretty much infects another person, okay, that's kind of like, man, y'all having a meltdown, bruv, and I ain't got time to listen to all of this shouting and screaming. I'm just about to start work and do something, and as I am, do you then start raising awareness that I've done something wrong or put something negative into my goddamn head, and that when I do, now do I have to go to work and think about this, when I really do not want to be thinking about this right now? Can't you just do it yourself? Or can't you physically just leave me alone? You've got to be dealing with like a Scorpio, but an Aries / Scorpio, okay, but definitely a load of, like, how can I explain this? Like a load of people, or just like, or a person. This could be a mother or a son or a sibling or your husband or your wife, but like someone that like makes someone late, right? Like say if you do this, for instance, like I do this, right, and I can have someone that feeds a load of negativity into my head just as I'm about to do this. That would really affect my job, right? Because I would have to come onto camera, and you guys probably wouldn't know that in my life behind the scenes, so you could be dealing with a Libra or / number of 2, okay, and like you're just about to do something, and then this person raises awareness to you that you're doing something wrong, or they need you to do something, and it takes you away from what you really want to do, like your job or something like that, and it takes you away from that, like it takes your head away from the positive, and it always applies this negative approach into your head, and you end up going to work like very frustrated and pissed off, and then that sets off this chain of events where like, okay, now this one's late, okay, now this job's late, okay, now this one's late, or like Miss Tarot reading's late, I am a Scorpio, so slash Aries. But like this one's late, okay, now this one's late. Okay, now how am I going to catch up? How am I going to like divide my time? But if you're a part of my channel, positive vibes, and I will tell you about that towards the end. Okay, so make sure you stick towards the end. Please do not click off, okay, because it affects the algorithm. Okay, but Alchemy and You, or Alka, or Ali, the name Alison, or Ali Cat, something to do around a Leo possible. But it feels like this, you know, I don't want negativity like fed into my energy when I'm working. Why can't you just tell me this when I get home? But then when I get home, I really don't want to listen to all of that anyway. Do you know what I mean? So it's kind of like this avoiding, like a 7 would do, like a 7 of Swords, a Tower, would really want to avoid conflict and not really want to pay any attention to the drama that this is causing. But it's kind of like this sign that keeps being shown to you all the time, like whoop, whoop, like red flag or something. So some of you might be going to the red flags, like burger bar or something like that. Red Flags Burger, is it? I don't know. But like a burger bar or something. American diner, you might be going out this month, something like that. Okay, so I know your messages, Aries, are slightly sporadic at the moment, but sometimes when I do these, there are different kinds of messages than what I would pick up through the actual tarot readings, right? That's why I'm doing them separately now. But this is going to make me slightly late. Okay, so it's kind of like that feeling, right? That if I do this, it's going to make me late for that one. If I do that one, it's going to make me late for this one. And how do I organise my time efficiently around a fish or a Pisces, or a 3 life path? But like, how do I like physically fit in all of my time around everything that I want to accomplish and get finished? How do I work my schedule around what I want to do and not really be bothered about what everybody else wants, okay? And what's good for the consumer? Because if I'm that much stressed and I'm that much delayed here and then delayed here and delayed here, how is this really going to work for me but also everybody else, okay? To keep it, because it's a little bit like a person that's very fair, okay, but like wants just peace and harmony, or harness, Melanie Harness, but like wants like peace and harmony and just wants everybody to just basically just get along, but not everybody's getting along here. Not everybody is getting along. It's like no. I'm not up for that. So it's kind of like this. I don't know where this is coming across, because I'm hearing a lot of like, I daren't approach a person in order to tell them, and I need you to do it, but I don't really want to be involved in that. Like, why come to me and ask me? So is this going on at work, or is this going on at home, or your love life? But your love life could be affected by a mother, grandmother, auntie, uncle type sort of feeling, right? That I don't want to have to go over to here and tell this person, okay, yeah, well I don't either. And I know that if I tell this person, they're going to like lose their shit. And I don't really want anybody like shouting and screaming at me because something that you've done. Okay, so if you've done that, then you need to be, like time efficient, or like something like that, or like go and tell the fish, or go and tell the Pisces, or go and tell the number 3. But you go and tell them. No, I don't. You go and tell them. No, you tell. No. And it's kind of like this, yeah, but no, but Libra type, sort of like a number 2, right? And it's like, well, I don't know what to do. I keep seeing this icon that people send to one another of like, well, it's out of my hands, bruv. What do you want me to do about it? And you're like, well, you go and tell them. No, I've told you already. I don't want to get involved in all of that crap. Like, I don't want an involvement. If you've got something to tell this person, then you go and tell them. But it's kind of like, it's kind of like this trying of like, say if this is a mother that wants to know about a relationship, it's kind of like, well, I don't want you in my relationship. Why do you have to go and tell them? Can't you just let me do this myself? Can't you just let me do it instead of you interfering in all of my affairs and all of my work and all of my life? You know, I'm also hearing like a Beatles reference, all my life. Okay. But like, do you have to like always be around me all my life? Like, why? This is a mother-daughter type sort of thing. Like someone, or a mother onto a daughter, you know, but like, you know, do you have to be around me like all of the time? Do you have to be around me? Like, I want some free time. I want to be on my own for it. That's probably me. But like, I just want to like slash Scorpio. But like, I really want to be on my own. Like, you know, I just want leaving alone. I don't want all of this negativity put into my head when I'm just about to start work, because it makes me pissed off and it makes me angry. But this person doesn't understand that. It's kind of like, man, I'm sick to death of anger, or Icarus, or like anger, but like a Saint Anger, right? Or St. Neots, okay, from St. Neots, or Sandy, or anybody beginning with S, or Steve, or Sarah, okay? But like, you know, I really do not want bothering. Like, you know, why shout and scream at me when I'm just about to start work, and then like put all of these options into my head? Okay, well, I'm gonna throw all these things at you, Aries / Scorpio. Okay, and I'm going to throw all these number 2s at you, basically, and like, can you do this or that? And you're like, no, because I've got this thing to do. And you're like, oh really? Oh, so you're not going to do this thing then? And you're like, no, I'm sorry, I can't do that. I've got work. Okay, well, so then what if we do that then? It's like, no, I can't do either of these goddamn number 2s, man, because I'm doing me. I want to do my job. I want to do my thing, right? So I can't do this and that and this and that, right? So say if you've got like a mother or someone that comes at you and says, look, can you do all of these things just before you go to work? And you're like, no, I can't. Like, I can't do all of these things just before I go to work. I've got to go to work. And you're like, yeah, but that doesn't matter because you work at home. It's like, so fucking what? I work at home. That means that, well, that's all right. You work for yourself. And like, yeah, that's more difficult than what that is working for a boss, believe it or not, because I am my own boss. And if I am, that means that I have to organise my time of knowing that I've got to pay everything. And if I do, then I'm going to think of myself. Okay, but as soon as I do put myself first, does everybody start coming at me bitching and moaning the fact that I'm doing something for myself? And that when I do you make me late for my job because you ask me to do something for you? Okay, so it's kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of like just as you're about to go out the door, someone asks you something, like, look, can you just do all of this? And you're like, no, I can't. Do it yourself. Like, do your washing, do your cooking, do your cleaning, you might have a young child, for instance. It could be a simple message of that. And they ask you to do all of these kind of things, and you're like, no, like, I can't do all of that for you. Like, I can't. For some reason, I keep picking up, like, a really elderly person here, though. Okay, and an elderly person. And there's certain jobs that are kind of, like, coming up. And they're saying, look, I can't do all of these, and I do need you to do it. But this person also has their own job. Or Rob, okay, or Robin, okay, or Rachel, okay, or Richard, or Ricky, okay. But like, I have all of these I have all of my own things to do and accomplish in my day, and I can't do that. You're gonna, and it's kind of like this elderly woman maybe that asks, or man, that asks someone, can you do all of these things for me, like maintenance and things, because I can't do it. But this person is not, it's two instances. One, it's someone that thinks because you're a man, you can do it, right? And the man is like, no, I don't know how to like build an aeroplane. Like, you're gonna need someone that can build aeroplanes for that. Yeah, but you're a man, you can do it. And you're like, no, I can't do that, right? So it could be that. But it could also be like I've got a job. I'm out 24 on call, and I have a 12-hour shift and so on and so forth. Or like every time that someone gives me a call, I'm out. So I ain't going to be here to do all of these things. So can you do all of this? Blah blah blah. And you're like, well, I can't do that because I've got my own job as well. And it's kind of like this dysfunctional family type sort of ordeal of like an argument that erases all of this because Hellraiser, so you could have something to do with like Gemini, I'm thinking, but like Capricorn / Gemini energies of 6, okay, in your reading somewhere, okay, or life path 6, or the number that adds up to 6, okay, but you have to watch the videos. That's going to be difficult, keep telling everybody every time, okay, 18 on the clock, but I've got a job, and I've got a job, and this whole family are all working class people, right? And they all work, and they all do their own thing. But what doesn't work is the fact that somebody, they're saying that somebody doesn't work. Okay, so they're saying that I work, but you don't work, or something like that. You don't go to work, and you don't do all of this, blah, 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 but I do go to work, okay, and I have a lot of work to do. And if you're going to stay at home and you are doing things, then why can't you do that if you're at home? You're like, yeah, well, I don't want to do all of that. And you're like, yeah, but I probably work from home, and I can't do it because I am working. Man, there's a paradox here. There's a paradox somewhere here between the numbers is what I'm picking up. Like, there's a person that's retired, right? There's a person that's retired, okay, and they're kind of like, there are certain things that they want doing around the house, but they probably can't do it themselves. And they look for their husband or their boyfriend or mother or father to do something, but they can't because they're at work. Okay, so this person then expects that this person's supposed to like take time off work to actually do all of these things around the house, but they can't because they're like on call or they have a lot of demand within their work. Okay, so when they do, they get frustrated at this person, but this person says, well, you're a man, and you can do all of that. And you're like, well, I probably can, but I just don't have the time to fit in to do that for you. So you're going to have to find a maintenance man or someone to do it. And then that's that really, because I might be able to do all of those kind of things, but I don't have the time in order to be able to do it for you. So you're going to have to like start to either one, figure out how to do it yourself, or get someone else to do it, or call in a maintenance man or someone to do that kind of stuff, because I'm going to be late for work and everything else. And this, it's like this family functional dysfunction room type sort of, well, okay, some of you might be planning to get married or something like that, and you want a function room, or like you need a liver function test. So this might be something medical and things that are coming up where someone needs a liver function test, or they need a test first. And it feels like, okay, I've got this thing coming up, and then you get a phone call. It's like, okay, we need you to come in for another test. And you're like, oh man, have I been prodded and pricked all over the place, like giving over blood tests and all of this sort of stuff. And now you're asking me that I've got to come over and do another test. And you're like, yeah, we need you to come over and test it. And you're like, oh, this could be my CPAP. Just throwing that one out there. But like, we need you to come over and test it when we said we were going to like send it to you. So something to do with sending it forward, pay it back. So some of you have got like this loan that you have to pay back, and like a few loans that you've got that you've took out, like a mortgage and all of those kind of things that need paying, or a loan that you've got and it's like car payments and so on and so forth. And you've got like these working, all your messages seem about like doing the thing that works but also doing the thing that doesn't. And that's why you've kind of got this like Libra type sort of number 2 feeling. It's like, okay, well, let's do what works, but this doesn't work. Okay, so let's go back to the drawing board. Okay, what happens? The same. Okay, so how are we going to make all of this fit together and where we can all work together and play nicely? Chuck E. Cheese, or like Aries. So what, Tyler? But like you know, how are we going to be able to like organise all of this so everybody can play nicely, right? So I mean, is this a school? Is this a physical school and you're a teacher and you've got all of these dysfunctional kids that are all come back to school or something, or they're all on summer holiday? I mean, I don't know, I can't remember now because I work from home. So I don't know what kids, because I don't have them. But like, they're either all rush back into like school, or they all just come like back from school and they're all in at once and everybody's off for the summer holidays. So we're looking at June, July, August, yeah, September. Yeah, so what is it? Summer holidays, right, for children. So it feels like all the kids now home, and you're like, man, like now what on earth do I do now with all the kids that are here? Like, how do I, like, you know, and it's like all the kids are here, I've got to go to work. And now, like, work is asking me to go in, but how do I find a babysitter or like all of that kind of stuff? And what do I do with all the children? And where do they go? And what do I do? And it's like, right, this feeling of that. That's all I can really make up of your channel messages. I mean, it's a busy one, Aries. It is an extremely busy one, but it's also going to be an extremely argumentative month as well, I feel, for you. And you're going to have a lot of kind of like these Libra type sort of like decisions to make, of either being that number 2 or that Libra, or someone in your vicinity of your soul group as this number of 2, and they're kind of like, man, you're always like throwing a number at me, basically getting me to make a decision that I can't. Like, I just can't do that. I'm sorry, but I can't do it. I'm at work, man. I can't do that. Just call in the maintenance guy or something and just get them to do it, right? Or the name Guy. But just call Guy in. Just call the family guy in, right? But like, you know, just call them. Just get a family member to do it for you or something. But I'm sorry, but I can't. Like, I might be a family member, but that does not mean that I can do all of this stuff, because I've got 12-hour shifts, bruv. I've got work. I've got, like, I can't do it. Like, call your mother. Call your father. Call your daughter. Call whoever you like, bruv. Write it down. Send it to the moon. Like, pay it forward. Do whatever you like, right? But, like, you know, I've got loads of things to do. So it's kind of like that is all I can really say for you. Is a lot of work to do. It's like Scorpio / Aries. It's kind of like, no, it's okay, I can do it myself. Just get out of the way. It's probably like someone that's like, okay, then I'll do it myself, and they like end up doing something, and then you end up like, man, I end up getting dragged into this whether I like it or not. And you sit back as an Aries and you watch them and think, bruv, you're fucking that right up. I'm just gonna have to, excuse me, I'm sorry, just hold on a minute, you're gonna have to wait, hold on a minute. Right, so what now? Right, okay, right, hold on. And you're like, sorry, love, but I'm just going to have to call you back in a minute because, like, they're shouting and they're screaming and they're wanting me. I mean, does this person have dementia? Do you work at an old people's house or something like that, and you have to, or someone has dementia? Okay, that's going to be difficult. But like you're like, okay, and hello everybody. They're like, oh, what now, man? Like they're ringing the bell, or like, oh, mum, I'm ill, and you're like, oh, Jesus Christ, bruv. Just as I start work, there's somebody like, oh, what's going on outside? And there's like loads of chaos and everything, and you're like, fuck, bruv. Working at home is really quite not what it's like. It's probably good working at home, but there is so much chaos going on outside that I can't possibly like think straight. And you're like, right, hold on a minute, right? What now? And you're like, well, you said do it myself. And you're like, oh man, alright, I said do it yourself, but I didn't say fuck it up, did I? You're like, well, if you'd have just done that in the first place. And you're like, oh, Jesus, man. So, right, hold on, sorry, I ain't going to be able to make that tonight. I'm sorry, because I'm going to have to, like, sort her out. Right? And, like, you go out there and you end up, like, just do this. And you're like, oh, thanks, well, you did that. You could have just done that for me in the first place. And you're like, man, this is such a dysfunctional family. I'm sorry, but it really is. I mean, trust me, you know. But like, you know, it's kind of like, I mean, I'm going to say this out there straight. It could be like a woman, right, that really wants this guy to do something, and they're a man, but like, trust me, women or guys out there, you ever been on that instant where like someone thinks because you are a man, right, I'm going to say it in light terms, in brackets here, but because you're a man, you know how to do everything, obviously, because you're a man, right? You obviously know how to fix everything, to do everything, and if anything goes wrong around the house or anything like that, obviously through being a man, you're going to know how to do that. And it's kind of like, I don't know how to do that. Like, I can't, like, how more can I tell you? I'm not equipped to do that, woman. And you're like, well, of course you are, because you're a man, and you're like, I don't give a shit, bruv, I can't do that. Like, just get somebody in to do it that can. Now, well, I want you to do it. And you're like, oh, I can't afford it. And you're like, oh. Take a breather, Aries, just sit down, take a seat, Sagittarius, is what I'm hearing, / Taurus, just take a seat, right, just hold your horses, Nelly, okay, someone, now, you see, now someone starts getting violent, you see, that's what I'm saying, someone starts getting very pissed off and very angry and starts losing their temper because they can't do it, and the person they want to control to do these things can't. That's what I'm saying. And they try to control people to do things that can't do things. That's what I'm saying. And somebody gets very pissed off, very angry that other people won't do what they want them to do. It's like, listen, I want you to just do that right. And you're like, I told you in the first place, sweetheart, if you open your ears, I can't do that. Yeah, well, I don't care. You're supposed to. And you're like, man, and this, well, I'm sorry, but I am picking up like a Sagittarius / Taurus person that gets so violent and so angry at a person because they can't do things, because people can't do things. And it's kind of like that jump like a dog, like jump like a, stand there like a tree, bark like a dog, American like thing, like jump like a dog. Well, I can jump, and like, well, like jump for a hoop, and you're like, well, I can't jump for a hoop. You're like, well, of course you can jump for a hoop, or like a dog, and you're like, look, the dog is supposed to jump through the hoop. And you're like, bruv, it's just a dog. And it's like, yeah, I know, but I want it to jump through that hoop. Yeah, well, it's not, it won't. Like, well, make it. And you're like, no, I'm not going to make the thing jump through it. Well, just pick it up and throw it through the hoop. And you're like, whoa, hold on a minute. That's a little bit violent, isn't it? And it doesn't have to be a dog. It could be like a Leo. But, like, it's something that's kind of like, I want this thing to do that. And you're like, yeah, but it won't do that. Yes, well, I've got a washing machine, and I want it to cook my tea. Bruv, y'all got to have dementia, ain't you? A washing machine does not cook your dinner. That's an oven. Well, I want the washing machine to cook it. And it's it doesn't have to be like that. But, it can be if someone's got dementia. But, like, it's like that. Somebody asks people to do the impossible. Because people will not do what a person wants this person to do. They get angry at the person for not being able to do it. That's what I'm saying. It's kind of like, I want you to jump like a dog. I want you to bark like a dog. I want you to, like, bend over like a I don't know, a pole or something. I can't do all of that. Will you please keep asking me to do someone that's Polish? I'm also picking up someone that's Polish. Right, listen, Polish person, speak English. And you're like, well, I can't speak English, I'm Polish. Or like, listen, French person, speak English. And you're like, well, I can. And you're like, oh. Well, all right then, but do something different. And you're like, like these impossible things that people throw at people, trying to get them to do what they want, but because they don't, they get very angry and very frustrated at people. I mean, Tyler, if you're listening, bruv, this could be a lot of what's going on around your channel, right? Calm your tits, Tyler. Okay? But listen, right? I get it, bruv, trust me, I get it, I know what you mean, right? But like that kind of thing, like someone that can get very angry and very frustrated at people because they won't do things. Well, that's people, they're not performing dogs, unfortunately, right? But do you know what I'm saying? You could have this where it's thrown back into your face, and that karma then starts to come up and appear up into your family starts on at you. And you're like, man, I'm trying to make these people listen and do this kind of thing. And then because they won't, then someone else is going to start, right? And it's like, no matter where do I run, number 7, no matter where do I run or where do I bump, do I just bump into the same people that are constantly pulling me backwards and forwards like a Cancerian, like here, there and everywhere. And like, man, I just don't know what to do. 31 on the clock, so you could be dealing with Scorpio / Aries, okay, and 8, which would be Leo and Aquarian as well. All up in your shizzle, all up in your grill, is what I'm hearing. All up in me grill. Some of you could be cooking stuff on a grill or something, on a grill. Agrill, or some Agris, but like a grill. Like a name that sounds a bit like Agril or something like that, or Agriel. Atkins. The name Atkins? Okay. But yeah, that's all I can really do for you at the moment, Aries, is that you've got a lot of work coming up, but no matter which way do you run and do you turn, someone starts to shout and scream at a person, getting them to do what they can't, and wants people to perform like an acting monkey. And because it won't perform the way somebody wants it to, they get very pissed off and angry at the person itself because they can't do it, because they don't have time to do it, and they don't have time to fit it all in. And then someone gets very wound up because when general activities start to take over when work is finished, and then someone wants to control what people can't do because they're been waylaid by time of work, that you could be dealing with a lot of paradox energies of people like Taurus, Sagittarius, 4 placements, Scorpio / Aries people, okay, and all fixed signs basically, and you've got a house full of fixed signs, or stubborn as shit, and no one really wants to be controlled, but everyone's demanding people to do things, and people are not performing the way people want them to, and then I get stuck in my own way, and then because I do things the way I want it to, other people don't like the way I am or what I do or what I say, and you've kind of got that sort of very confused channel messages at the moment, Aries. So this one is basically just a free kind of intergalactic channel message for stuff that you could have coming up for July. Okay, and then what we're going to do now is look at your actual tarot reading, but you will find that should come up in the end screen. One will take you towards where you can add up your numerology number and find your trine karmic debt number, but relating to major arcana card of what star sign you can watch. that will relate to your drama triangle. Okay, so there's a video on one side, and on the other side should be your actual tarot reading that comes out after this. Let's see if there are any other messages when I start doing a tarot reading for you. Okay, but this one and that one will be for obviously July. Okay, thanks very much, Aries, and I'll hopefully catch you on your tarot reading.